So after years of good luck, I fucked around and I found out. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's your boy Big Ball Vlogs, and today, yeah, I made a mistake. I've been flying drones for years, and never had any bad luck. Today, the Mini 3 Pro went in a drink. So let me set the story for you. Right over here, let me see if I can find it. Right over there is a very large ball of lures that people have either tried to snatch out or catch or whatever, or cast in that direction. And, it's just become this massive ball of lures. And I said, hey, I want to see how much money is over there. So what I did was I fired up the Mini 3 Pro. I took it out. I flew it toward the tree. And, yeah, that zoom probably would have came in pretty handy. But I guess I got too close. And the surprising thing was, I think it was maybe it sucked in one of the little lines of fishing line that are hanging, tiny little line of fishing line. As soon as that blade stopped, drone went into the drink. So not true. Blade stopped. Actually, sorry, let's try that again. One of the arms got snagged, drone tipped to the side, shut it off, and then it slid down and went into the drink. So I've been sitting here thinking, because I've been sitting here trying to fish because there's like, I don't know, I'm gonna flip this over real quick so you guys can see this. There are massive, all this right here, all that is called a fry ball. There are massive, massive fry balls here. You see all this dark area here of snakehead fry. And I have been trying to catch that snakehead or catch the mama who's in here, thinking how the hell am I going to get my drone out of this area here? And I really don't have a good idea other than to go swimming. Now fortunately, the drone got snagged there for right down here, so I know the vicinity of where it is. I just don't know how to get in there and get it other than going swimming and figuring out how deep that part of this lake is, or this little runoff here is. It's actually a spillway of the pond behind me, which actually runs off into the stream, which actually runs to who knows where. But it's also tidal. So when I came out here, all of the bank, which you can see like over here, was underwater. And now you can start to gradually see like over here, the bank is starting to show up, and I can see the fish are, it's only about a couple feet deep right there. Right here must only be a couple of feet deep because the fish are gathering right near the edge. You can see them all splashing around. I just don't know how deep it is in there, but I do have a little bit of a marker because back here on this tree, that was underwater, and that bank was underwater, and now that tree, which is running from here to here, is sticking up out of the water. So every, I don't know, I guess hour or so, this is going to drop. And I think I did some research on how tidal water works. I believe every hour or so, the tide lowers, or it's lowering. So I think it's over like a 6 to 12 hour period. Right now, it looks like the tide is going down. And what I want to do is I want to wait to see. I mean, I might as well just sit out here and wait. Hopefully I don't get caught by the rain, to see how low this gets. But I can't see anything. I can't see the drone. I can't see any indicator lights. I can't see any flashing. It's like it almost went dead when it hit the water, because I don't see that flashing indicator light on the back. I don't see any of that. So it's right here in the middle of this pond, probably the deepest part of the pond at that, because I can't see the bottom there. And now I got to go get it. So without making this long drawn out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait around for a little bit while I think about how to get this out of the pond. Some people have used snagging devices and try to grab it with hooks. I thought about going up the road and buying a big magnet, trying to go do some magnet fishing. But I think the best way I should try to get this thing out right now, because I don't know how much damage is going to be caused after being in the pond for hours. I just at least want to get it back and probably get it back to DJI to get it repaired. I want to try to get it recovered as soon as possible. So I might be having to strip down. Like I said, I might have to strip down and go in this pond and figure out how deep it is. So stay tuned. So it's been about an hour or so, and the water has receded, I don't know, 1.5 foot maybe. You see the wet part of that tree from where it was when I first got here and where it is now. Also, that branch out there, that branch was not sticking up out of the water. So maybe 1.5 foot, 2 foot. Tide is going out, and this is getting even shallower. You can see the water line here. Yeah, it's about 2 foot I'm gonna give it maybe, I don't know, a little bit longer before I start wading myself out there and see if I can find the drone. It is somewhere right out in here.
1 hour later.
All right, it took me about an hour, but I found the drone. Wouldn't you know, it would have to be in the deepest part. The water level dropped a little bit more, and I literally could walk. It was only like knee height, shin deep, and I was like, it's nowhere here, so it's got to be in the deepest part. 3 hours later, I found it. I kicked it. I felt it kick up and hit me in the leg. I'm like, oh, there it is. Got it. And now I'm home trying to assess the damage. Right now, what I'm actually doing is rinsing it off. It was all muddy and dirty. I can feel a little bit of sand or grit in the motors, in the gimbal. So I'm going to try to give that a nice flush. And I think what I'm going to do is just let this thing dry out for like 3 or 4 days. When I found it, I unplugged it as soon as when I found it, I unplugged it before I took it out of the water. As soon as I got my hands on it. Because like with the FPV drones, if you unplug before you take it out of the water, you reduce the risk of an electrical short. At the end of the day, I think if if I send this to DJI, they're probably going to just try to sell me another one at a reduced price, and that cost could probably go into the cost of an Air 3. I didn't really want to go to the Air 3 because if you look at the specs, while the Air 3 has 2 cameras, it's just gimmicky, that 4.0 gimmicky. The cameras on the Air 3 are essentially as good as the cameras on the Mini 3 Pro. The Air 3 is heavier than the Mini 3 Pro, so I didn't want to upgrade to the Air 3. And on top of that, DJI is going to release, I'm pretty sure, an Air 3S shortly down the line. So didn't see the need to want to jump directly into the Air 3. So plan is to kind of just give this a little thorough wash out, try to get any sand or grit out of the motors, and then decide what, if I fire it up and it doesn't work, decide what I want to do. Do I want to move on to the Air 3? Do I want to just say, hey, I don't really fly drones that much, or at least camera drones that much anyway, and sell the RC and the batteries as a fly more kit and, recoup that money, or, potentially try to rebuild it or fix it myself with spare parts off of eBay. And I might go the route, any other route than sending this back to DJI. I will get back to you soon to let you know how this turns out. I want to give this about 3 or 4 days to dry out. And then I'm probably going to try to figure out how to crack it open and make sure look for any bad connections or any corrosion, and then try to get it back up in the air. So, hey, if you're out flying your drone, be cautious, because as talented as I thought I was when it came to flying drones, mistakes do happen. So, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Peace.